Hi, this is Karen, aka East Coast Girl 1975, doing my 3-week post-lap band surgery check-in. I was banded on November 22nd, 2011. Today is Tuesday, December 13th, 2011. I'll start with the numbers. I weighed in this morning at 235.6 pounds, which means a loss of 2 pounds exactly from last week, and 26.4 pound loss since I first contacted the Slim Band clinic. Yesterday I actually started the solid food stage of the post-op diet, and I guess it's no longer a diet, it's what I'm going to be doing going forward. Before I started the solid food stage, I think I had mentioned in my last video that my clinic actually does different seminars, and I had sat in on an online meeting talking about eating solid foods, and it was called Kickstart. And one of the things that they talked about during that meeting is that a lot of people's bands are tight in the morning, and I've heard people on YouTube mention that as well, that their band is really tight in the morning. And yesterday morning, my first day on solid food, I had a cup of tea about 15 minutes before I ate, hot tea, and that seemed to loosen it up. I had 2 boiled eggs, that was fine. And that was one of the tips that they shared, to have either hot tea or hot water and lemon, something like that, about 15 minutes before you actually start to eat, to loosen your band up in the morning. This morning, though, different story. I was in a rush to get out the door and figured I'd just eat something quick. Well, there is no quick eating, I don't think, unless it's a slider food, but there's no quick eating solid foods, for me anyway, at this stage in the game. About 4 bites in, I felt that kind of tightness. There was something kind of stuck going on. I haven't PB'd yet, but I've felt that feeling before, and it usually happens when I'm eating bites that are too big, or not slowing down to eat, and that was definitely the case this morning. So 4 bites in, I felt that stuck kind of feeling, and I definitely do the hiccup kind of thing that I know other people have talked about. That's my sign to stop. I haven't PB'd yet, and hopefully I will never do that. When I feel that soft stop, it will be enough to say, hey, no more food for now. Hold up, wait a minute. So yeah, my first kind of solid meal, other than the boiled eggs, was lunch yesterday. One of the things that my clinic actually recommended was, before you actually start eating, to cut all your food up into blueberry-sized pieces. So I basically, in the cooking stage, had cut up a chicken breast into those bite-sized blueberry pieces and cooked it with some salsa to kind of moisten it up a little bit, and had that, 3 ounces of that, some green pepper, red pepper, onion kind of mixture, and a couple tablespoons of black beans, about a half cup of the veggie, and a couple tablespoons of black beans, and then about a 1/4 cup of rice, Spanish rice. And what I've found is, when I'm eating in public, I tend to eat slower, because I'm really focused on not embarrassing myself, not having that stuck feeling I just talked about when I'm around other people. So I guess I need to apply that same strategy when I'm alone and eating, no matter if I'm in a rush or not. And I basically, I can't be in a rush to eat anymore. I need to kind of plan ahead a little bit more, and if that means switching my schedule around or getting up earlier in the morning, that's what I have to do to get some food in me, because that's obviously important, because it's fuel for your body for the day and it boosts your metabolism and all that fun stuff. So yeah, dinners have been okay. I do have a question for anyone that's been through surgery and kind of is out the other side, about your first dining out experience. I have a dinner planned a couple of nights from now with some people at work. It's probably a group of 10 of us going out. There's only one person in that group that knows that I've had surgery. I don't want to have to tell people. To me, it's a need-to-know basis. It's a very personal decision that I've made, and I don't feel that it's something that everybody needs to know about. I'm not shouting it from the rooftops. Now I may, after I'm at the other side, but at this point, you're on a need-to-know basis, and if you don't need to know, I'm not going to share it with you. So I'm kind of curious if anyone has any tips for that first trip out to a restaurant. What kind of foods to eat? Should I stick with the lap band, protein first and then your veg and then any starches, or should I focus more on whatever's going to go down the easiest? Kind of question to you all what you'd recommend for that first dining out experience. So other than that, other than the food side of things, I've also been going to the gym. Went to the gym 4 times in the last week, and I've started the Coach to 5K program again. 3 weeks before my surgery, or thereabouts, I had started the program and stopped. Not because of the surgery. I stopped at week 2 in the program because it was getting hard. That was 26.4 pounds ago, and it was difficult to haul my butt, step over step on that treadmill when I was expected to run for however many minutes at a time. This week I finished the first week fine, and we'll be starting the second week either tomorrow or the day after, and I'm hoping that I won't have that challenge again, that it'll be easier to run. I used to have to run cross country back in junior high a long time ago, and I hated it. It was one of those things my basketball coach made us do in order to play basketball. We had to run cross country in the fall and then start playing basketball kind of fall, winter in junior high. Hated doing it. I'm hoping that I won't hate doing it this time around. Here's hoping. One of the things that's motivated me, not just, I know a lot of weight loss surgery patients that I've been watching on YouTube have jumped on the Coach to 5K program bandwagon, but it's more than that for me. My sister, who I affectionately call the skinny bitch because she is total opposite of me. She's 4 years older than I am, blonde hair, has always been thin all her life, total opposite of me, dark hair, and to me, being thin is something, if there ever was a time that I was considered thin, it was definitely something I was working at. But even though she's been thinner all of her life, a few years ago, her and her husband had started Atkins and really got into the healthy mindset, so much so that he started doing triathlons, and she kind of jumped on the bandwagon with him. And before my surgery, we were on the phone, and she was telling me that she was going to be running her first 5K, like official 5K as an adult, that weekend. And I I remember saying to her, oh, wouldn't that be neat if maybe, part of my weight loss, or along the path of my weight loss, or when I've lost the weight, I'll join you in in doing a 5K. So it's kind of one of my mini goals. I'll add it down below where my goals are written, is to do a 5K with my sister. I'm not sure, I might have already put it there, but I was doing some searches online about different 5Ks. She lives in Maine, and I did find one that I'm hoping they're doing in 2012 in March. It was around St. Patrick's Day. It was called the Leprechaun something or other, not far from where she lives. So I'm hoping that everything will align itself just right. I'll be able to go visit her and her family, and we'll be able to do that 5K together. I think that's a reasonable expectation. March is a little ways away yet, and hopefully I'll have finished the Coach to 5K program by then and be able to actually run 5K at one time instead of running and walking. And yeah, so here's hoping I don't hate it as well. So to help me with the Coach to 5K program, I'm using an app on my iPhone. It's one of those apps where you get the first couple of weeks for free, and then you have to pay for the full download for the subsequent weeks. So another question for everyone, if you're doing the Coach to 5K program or have done it and used any smartphone apps, is there one that you really like that was better than other ones? Because I don't want to spend the money, even though it's just a few dollars, if there's a better one out there. So that's about it for now. There's not a whole lot else to share. I'm hoping everyone is having a fabulous week and getting ready for the holiday season, and keeping in mind all their lap band rules along the way. Have a good week. Bye.